morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Got my coffee going, another nice day coming our way. So we're going to kick off lesson 10.3, which is about measuring time intervals. So this is not just looking at a clock and saying what time it is. This is all about comparing two times and seeing how much time is in between. How much more time until, okay, you start an activity at this time, you finish at this time. What was the length in between? We call this elapsed time, which during the chapter 10 introduction, that was a vocabulary word. And that's the amount of time that passes, right? You might ask and say, Miss Dowling, how long do we have for lunchtime? And I might say, well, lunchtime starts at 12:10 and it gets out at 12:30. So how much time do you have for lunch, right? And there's a few different ways that you can figure that out. You can use subtraction, right? Or you can compare this to subtraction, everyone, finding the difference, right? The difference between two times. We can use number lines. There's lots of different ways we're going to do this. So here we go. Okay. Alicia and her family visited the Kennedy Space Center. They watched a movie that began at 4:10 p.m. and ended at 4:53 p.m. How long did the movie last? So first we need to circle the times the movie began and ended. So it began at 4:10 and it ended at 4:53. And then we need to underline the question. How long did the movie last? So, we're going to use the number line way. However, my opinion is using the subtraction method is the easiest, taking the ending time and subtracting the beginning time and then finding the difference. However, we're all different. Some of us may really like the number line method. So, to find elapsed time, find the amount of time that passes from the start of an activity to the end of an activity. One way is to use a number line. Step 1, find the time on the number line that the movie began. So we know that it began at 4:10 p.m. And we know that it ended at 4:53 p.m. So here's where it started. And the second spot on our number line is 4:20. And up here it's showing how much time that is, which is 10 minutes, right? 10 to 20, you've passed 10 minutes. All right, now we're gonna do another jump, and I can tell that it's going by tens, so another 10 would be 4:30. Let's just continue this. Then we're gonna do 4:40, 4:50. Now we can't go another 10 because the movie ends in 3 minutes. So now we're going to go by ones. 4:51, 4:52, and 4:53. That's the ending and the start time. Now let's fill in how much we're adding each time, how much is increasing. So plus 10, plus 10. We added another 10 here. Then we added 1 minute, plus 1 minute, plus 1 minute. I should abbreviate. Min is an abbreviation for minute. Okay. So now, if we want to figure out how much elapsed time there was, how much time passed from the beginning of the movie to the end, we can add up all of these numbers, right, and see the total time that passed. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43 is the total. So the elapsed time from 4:10 p.m. to 4:53 p.m. is 43 minutes. So the movie lasted 43 minutes. Again, this first page is redundant, meaning it kind of does things over and over again, shows you all the little steps. Okay. All right, page 574. other ways, okay? There's lots of ways. So start time again, 4:10, end time 4:53. This again is an analog clock. The other kind of clock is digital. This is the analog. Find the starting time on the clock. So we know that the movie started at 4:10, which is right here. It says count the minutes by counting on by 5s and 1s to 4:53 p.m. Write the missing counting numbers next to the clock. So 5, 10, this would be 15 minutes have gone by, 20 minutes have gone by, 25 minutes have gone by, 30 minutes have gone by, 35 minutes have gone by, 40 minutes have gone by, 41, 42, 43. So the elapsed time is 43 minutes. Again, this is confusing, this one, because yesterday's lesson we were really talking about how the 2 meant 10 minutes, the 3 meant 15 minutes. That's what the numbers represent on the clock. We're just seeing, though, if we start at the 2, the movie starts at 4:10, we're seeing how many minutes it is till 4:53. And again, we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43. All right. Subtraction, my personal favorite method. It's kind of between this one and the number line. I like the number line too. However, you may not always have time to draw a number line, and so subtraction may be the easiest. So basically what we're going to do is write the ending time. Careful here. You don't want to write the start time. You want to write the ending time. 4:53 is when the movie ended, and you're going to subtract it from the start time. All right, because you couldn't really subtract 4:10 from 4:53. And then the difference is going to be the elapsed time, which is 43 minutes. All right, 3 minus 0 is 3, 5 minus 1 is 4, and that's nothing. So 43 minutes. And I'm going to label. Okay. Now we're going to put this into some practice. We've seen 3 different ways, and now we're going to do it on our own. So this next activity has a start time of 10:05 and an end time of 10:30. It says use a number line for part A. This is just going to show us the different methods to get you used to it, and at the end of this lesson, find one that works best for you. Step 1, find 10:05 on the number line right here. Count on from 10:05 to 10:30. Draw marks and record the times on the number line. Then draw and label the jumps. Think. Count on using longer amounts of time that make sense. So you wouldn't want to make your number line all 1 minute, right? And we've done this even when we were going, back to the beginning of the year, making bar graphs and line graphs. We didn't want, everything by ones because that would be way too long. Remember when I drew it and it reached the top of the board and we were like, nope, this can't work, and it took us forever. Remember that? Oh, good times. Okay. So 10:05, I'm going to jump by 10 minutes, and I'm going to put my second mark right here, let's say, and I'm going to write 10:15. So that's plus 10, all right? Now I'm going to do it, another 10, okay, and that's going to be 10:25 plus 10. And then it ends at 10:30, so I just need to do 5 plus 5 more, and that's 10:30. All right, and if I wanted to count up all my added times here, 10, 20, 25. From 10:05 to 10:30 is 25 minutes, so the elapsed time is 25 minutes. And then you could do the subtraction method. Okay, when you subtract these, you would also get 25 minutes. And I'll show you this out because it's been a while. We can't do this. We can't take 5 from 0, so we're going to borrow from the 3. 10 minus 5 is 5. 2 minus 0 is 2. And we can't do those. Those would just be 0 anyway. So 25 minutes for the elapsed time. And again, elapsed time just means how much time passed during an activity. How long is an activity? All right, moving along. Now, again, okay, this is page 575, everyone. Gonna make some room here. So it says use the number line to find the elapsed time from 1:15 to 1:40. So we have our start time. The end time has to be 1:40. So I'm going to make some jumps here. And again, your jumps don't have to be perfectly even, as long as they make sense to you. So I'm going to do 1:15, I'm going to jump 5 minutes and get to 1:20. Easy to work with. Now I'm at 1:20 and I'm going to jump 10 minutes. And that brings me to 1:30. And then I'm going to jump another 10. And that brings me to 1:40. And all I need to do is count these numbers up here, 10, 20, 25 minutes again is your elapsed time. Now you may say, why didn't you jump 10 here? Well, because then it would have brought me to 1:25, and I feel like I wanted to get to a safe place. I wanted to get to a place that was easy to add on to. And so I brought it to 120 by adding 5. And then I could just do 120, 130, 140. All right, we're gonna do the same thing for number 2. Our start time is 11:35, so that's gonna be right here. Okay, now I'm going to jump 5 minutes again to get to 11:40. Nice and easy to work with. So I'm at 11:40, I'm gonna jump 10 minutes and get to 11:50. And then because the end time is 54, I'm just gonna jump 4 minutes and get to 11:54. Now, if we add up these times, we will get our total elapsed time. So 5 and 4 is 9, plus 10 is 19. So 19 minutes. Now we're going to use the analog clock method where we're just going to count the times that have passed. If we start at 4:20 and 5 o'clock, okay, so to get to 5 o'clock we need to go from here, and each jump is 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 40 minutes is the elapsed time. Now I would just look at these two numbers here and I would say, okay, 20 and basically 60, right? Because there's 60 minutes in a new hour, and I would subtract those and get 40. All right, number 4. Numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're going to just do the same way that we did. So I'm not going to go over every single one. I'll do the number lines, but these I want you to practice on your own counting. But I will give you the answers so you can double check. So this one is going to be 20 minutes once you do that, and this one's going to be 31 minutes once you do that. Okay. Again, for your number lines, we'll get some more practicing with these. You want to have your start time here. And you want to say, okay, how can I make this easier to count? Well, I'm going to add 5 to get to 9:30. All right, then I'm going to add 10 to get to 9:40. We're getting closer. And then I just need to add 3 minutes, and I'm at my end time. Add up these numbers. 10 plus 5 is 15, plus another 3 is 18. And so that is your elapsed time. Start time 2:15. Okay, so this one we're ending at 2:52. Now I have more of a elapsed time here, so I'm just gonna do 15. Watch what happens. I'm gonna add 15 minutes, and I know 15 and 15 is 30, so that's gonna bring me to 2:30. Okay. Now I'm gonna add another 15. I know I'm going crazy here. And when I do that, it's going to bring me to 245. Again, my number line might be different from yours, boys and girls. You may say, I wanted to just add 5 here to get me to 220 and then jump by 10s to 250. Maybe that's what you want to do, and I kind of wish I did that now. But I'm just showing you that you can make your jumps by whatever minutes are easiest for you. Okay, so we're at 245. I'm going to add 5 minutes to get to 250. And then I'm going to add 2 minutes to get to 252. I could have done this a lot easier. Anyway, 15 and 15 is 30, plus 5 is 35, plus 2 more is 37. So 37 minutes have passed. Okay. And the last page, we're cruising. So this is going to be what we just learned and with word problems. So we have to be very careful, carefully reading when things start and when things end. They're using some fancy language from last lesson, like quarter after, so you want to know what those things mean. John started reading his book about outer space at 9:15 in the morning. Underlining it, he read until 9:45 in the morning. How long did he read his book? So what's the elapsed time? I'm going to show some work off to the side here. So my start time was 9:15. Now, a quarter of a clock, each quarter, everyone, is 15 minutes. We're 9:15. So our start time is 9:15. All right, a quarter is 15 minutes after 9. Now, 9:45, meaning we have 15 minutes until it's 10, 9:45. So if it's 15 minutes before 10, that's going to be 9:45. All right, you could use many methods here. You could make an analog clock and jump. You could use the subtraction method, or you could use the number line method. I'm going to show you the subtraction method. So again, you want to start with that end time, and you want to subtract your start time. Okay? And then you're going to find the elapsed time. 5 minus 5 is 0, 4 minus 1 is 3, and that's 0, so 30 minutes is your elapsed time. That's how long he read his book. I'm going to pause this so I can resend out that Zoom call link. I will be right back.